Okay, so here's the deal. A couple of weeks ago, I bought these small tapioca pearls. I saw them in the store and I was like, oh my gosh, those are the ones you can use to make bubble tea with. I want to do that. Not realizing that these were small pearls and not the big pearls that you need to make bubble tea. So I was kind of disheartened, thinking about what can I do with these small pearls so at least I get use out of them. And you know, there's tapioca pudding and some other various things that you can make. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll make that. But then I was thinking, you can make boba, which is the big bubble tea pearls, from scratch using tapioca flour. And you can make like oat flour from oats, rice flour from rice, blah, 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 I could go on. So maybe we can grind these puppies up, make it into some kind of flour, and then we can make our own big boba pearls to make bubble tea. We're gonna give it a try, and hopefully we come out with some bubble tea at the end. We'll see. So basically the first step that we have to do is grind up enough of these small pearls in the food processor to yield 1 cup of tapioca flour for our boba. And I've already got some tea steeping here that will turn into our milk tea. Regardless of whether or not this turns out well, we're gonna have tea no matter what. So I'm just gonna get started measuring, and I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. I think we have enough in here for a couple of cups. So I'll start with a little bit and then we'll just measure it out as it goes. I'm gonna grind off camera so the noise doesn't bother you guys. Okay, this is gonna take forever, so I'm gonna switch to a coffee grinder instead. This is what we're getting out of the coffee grinder, so I think that's a much better choice.
Now that we've got our 1 cup, we're going to move over to the stove.
We've got our tapioca, hopefully flour, brown sugar, and water. And we're gonna turn the stove on medium heat on this pan. And firstly pour in the water. This is 1/3 cup. And then we'll put in the brown sugar. And we're gonna add in half of this starch when the water starts to boil. And I went ahead and divided so it would be easier to tell how much was going in. All right, hopefully you can see this, but it's starting to boil. So we're gonna add in half of our flour. So we gotta mix this until it's sticky. All right, I think that's pretty sticky. So now we're gonna turn the heat off and add in the rest. Take this off the heat. So I'm just gonna lay this out on a surface to knead.
So this part was a little frustrating to film since my cutting board kept going all over the place. So basically what I'm doing is I'm kneading in the rest of the tapioca pearls into the dough that I have, and then I'm going to roll it out into a long log, and then I'm cutting that log in half and then rolling it out thinner, and then I'm cutting those logs in half, so then I have 4 rolled out logs like this. Then we're going to cut them into little cubes. And roll those cubes into balls.
All right, that took way longer than I'd like to admit, but they are all rolled and ready to be boiled. So we'll get this out of the way and replace it with a pot. All right, our water is boiling. So the boba is gonna go in the water for 15 minutes. Let's see if I can do it without getting water everywhere. Ew. And now we wait. It's been 15 minutes and they look semi-boba-like. I know it's got the big pieces inside, so I think I probably didn't grind up the tapioca pearls small enough, but they're still looking okay. So I'm just gonna drain these and put them in this bowl. So I'll let these cool. Move that off to the side, let that cool down. And when these cool, I'll come back and we'll compile our milk tea beverage. Right, so I got my cooled boba in front of me. I'm just gonna pile them into this cup. You know it's cool when it starts acting more like a slug. Get off of me! I like it a lot, so. And then I have my milk tea, which is literally just tea, sugar, and milk. And we're gonna pour that in. You can kind of see the bubbles. Fortunately, I don't have a bubble tea straw, so I have a spoon and another straw. So we're gonna give that out of the way, and we're gonna give it a try. The milk tea is really good. That's the first time making my own as well. And we have a little bubble. Now it doesn't look like a regular bubble. It looks like it's like gelatinous on the outside, and then you can see the little pieces of the small tapioca inside. So I wonder if it'll be textured and not smooth. Definitely made them too big. It is slightly textured, but for the most part, it's really smooth. Let me try another one. We got another one. Same thing, looks gelatinous on the outside. It's pretty good. It was a good way to use the small pearls that I had. I think the coffee grinder was the way to go versus the food processor because the balls were so tiny. What else? Definitely wish I had a boba straw, or milkshake straw, I guess some people might call it. You do have the option to add food coloring to get the black boba look. I opted to not do that because I have gel food coloring and not liquid, and I just didn't want to mess with that. We were already taking too much of a gamble. But overall, I'm pretty proud with what came out of it. Was it what I expected? Yeah. I'm surprised it went as well as it did. I thought it was going to be it was an especially red flag when I started rolling it out, and the video that I watched, it looked like a smooth, like Play-Doh almost, and mine did not look like that, again, because I think I ground up the tapioca pearls a little bit too big and not small enough. But overall, I think I'll try this again in the future. Thanks for watching my adventures in tapioca flour making. But I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.